This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. Drink bodyarmor.com. Only you can be better. You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW.
James Harden wouldn't go to the game wearing outdated fashion, so why would he choose an outdated sports drink?
I wouldn't.
He wouldn't. This is Body Armor. More natural, more electrolytes, better sports drink. Thanks, Gatorade. We'll take it from here.
Welcome, everybody, to the Thursday night edition of Today with DW. How is everybody doing out there? Just one more day, and it is the weekend. Hopefully, you guys are excited for the weekend. I know since COVID, it's kind of like every day ends in Y. I know, a stereotypical thing, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I am excited for the weekends because I do unplug on Friday nights after I do my pop culture edition. Something I think all of us should do once in a while is just unplug from social media, unplug from your phone, unplug from the computer. If you don't work weekends, obviously, if it's something that you do for work, which I do, but I don't. I unplug. I try to unplug Friday nights, at least until Sunday evenings or Sunday afternoons or whatnot. Try to really unplug by, try to stay till Monday, just with everything that's going on. What's going on, Mike? How are you? Thank you for joining me. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading DMs as they're coming in because everybody's saying, "Hey, we're watching the show." Thank you, everybody, for messaging me and saying that you're watching the show. I appreciate it. Again, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, the weekends, I really try to unplug, try to de-stress, try to with everything that's going on through social media, and I'm sure all of you. It's very hard to find a lot of positive images and memes. Everybody's complaining and whatnot, so it's definitely trying to unplug and try to keep that positive vibe going. If you follow me on my personal page, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I always try to do something funny each morning. Obviously, I'm doing the Today with DW show podcast information with national holidays and some great articles that we'll be talking about in that day's show. Usually I do it in the mornings between anywhere from 3 to 7 o'clock in the morning, just to kind of give you guys an update of what we're going to be talking about for that coming night. But try to unplug. Try to just, listen, what did we do with the phones no phones when we were a kid? No cell phones, no social media. Try to remember, those were the good old days, weren't they? Don't get me wrong. I do love my phone and I do love connecting with clients. Sadly, sometimes at all hours of the evening, but yeah. So, I'm like, hey, this is, unplug. Try to de-stress a little bit and don't take social media so much heartfelt. I know a lot of people take it seriously. I'm on it probably more than 15 or 20 people I know put together, just because of my work, obviously, with this podcast studio and the Today with DW show, plus my other jobs that I've done throughout the past, as far as being on social media, being a website developer and whatnot. So it's great to de-stress once in a while. So definitely try it this weekend. And let me know if this is the first time you've done it. Unplug, put the phone down. Now, I do carry my phone. I'll be honest. I carry my phone. I will randomly check social media once in a while, but I don't make comments. I don't interact. I do check my email. I don't respond, but just to keep me going, but not to get into the whole deep end of it where I am Monday through Friday. So definitely try to do that. And if it's the first time you guys are doing this, let me know how you feel about it. I mean, throughout the summer, I'm hiking, I'm bike riding, I'm doing things, getting out and actually really socializing, not social media, and actually going out and doing the things I did before we had cell phones, or we had the internet, or smartphones, I should say. I mean, obviously cell phones have changed throughout the years. But let me know if you have done it or are going to do it. I'd love to know how you feel about it. Definitely take a break. when's the last time that you've had dinner with family or even friends that you weren't glued to your cell phone, to your smartphone, I should say? I mean, back in the day, I mean, I know way back in the day when there was only landlines, my parents said there was nobody calling the house from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 because we're having dinner. And if the phone did ring, there's nobody getting up and answering it. So try that. Try that. I think it'd be great. I think you guys would be. What's going on, Sean? How are you? Good to see you. But definitely try that. I mean, bring back the old school feelings. Bring back the old school methods. And like I said, Friday through Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, I really do try to unplug. I mean, it's made a huge difference in my life and how I look at things. Obviously, there's some weekends that are difficult that can do that, obviously with clients and whatnot, but definitely just try to break away from all the negative BS and whatnot. You know what? If you have good friends, they have your cell phone number. They can text you. They don't have to contact you through social media. You know, do it that way. And as I put on my post, if you don't have my number, well, I guess I'll see you on Monday when I get back on social media. You know, it is what it is. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great towards the end of your week. It is Thursday, the day after hump day. Are you guys doing anything special for the weekend besides unplugging? Wink, wink. Let me know what you guys are going to have, what's going on for the weekend. I understand COVID. So some states, I know I have a lot of listeners throughout different states that aren't allowed to do things, or they're not allowed to go out or whatever. But even if you're doing stuff at home with your family, let me know what you guys are doing for the weekends. Maybe it's something. Give me some ideas. I'd love to know. Obviously it's winter here in upstate New York, so things can be a little awkward, or what I want to say, a little hard to do. You can't go out, obviously with social distancing and whatnot. But yeah, let me know what you guys do. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on what you guys do on the weekend, whether it's family. I mean, if you're single and you got things to do, let me know. I'm single, so let me know if you got some great ideas. It's gone beyond the Netflix and chill. I mean, I think I've exhausted everything I've seen on Netflix. But yes, I have Prime, I have Hulu, I have HBO Max. Yes, WandaVision. We'll be talking about that tomorrow on the Pop Culture Edition with Louis Perry. The first 2 episodes came out last week. Another one comes out tomorrow. If you're listening to the audio version of this, it'll be coming out later today, because we put out the audio version the day later on Friday. But again, you know, it's got to be beyond TV and kind of just getting rid of the tech. Don't get me wrong, chase kids. Yeah, well, I don't have any kids to chase. So there you go. You're one up on me, Sean. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my TV. I've been watching stuff, but there are things that, you know, I mean, I'm still hiking. I still go out and hike. It's not that cold. And if it is, wear a jacket and some boots and go. I mean, but there's more to just watching TV or Netflix and chill. Let me know if you guys have any great ideas, and I'll share them with all our listeners and on the Today with DW page. No, you don't have to lend me any, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate it, but no, I'm good. Thank you very much, but I'm good. I don't think I'm good, Sean. Thank you. Why would I take them away from you? They're their pride and joy. So there you go. I would not want to take them away from you to, you know, ruin your time with your kids. Definitely. But anyway, it is the Thursday edition. I'm a little out of sorts. It's been a rough day. You ever have one of those days, not to get anybody down, you ever want one of those days where you're just like, I just don't want to do it. You know, today was tough for me to get in the studio. I had a lot of things going on, and I was just like, you know what? I prepped in the morning, got everything done before 11:30 or whatnot, because I am up early, and I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it. All day I was just like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. And it was kind of, please. Thanks, Sean, for the offer. You ever have one of those days where it's just like, you know what, whether it's your day job, whether it's podcasting, whatever, you know, Sean, who is going to be part of our Podern family on Earplug Podcast Network with the Above the Bar podcast, he mentioned to me that, you know, the other day, he's a newbie. He's got 30 plus episodes in canon right now, or on air right now through his through iTunes, and he'll be on the network, and you'll be able to get all 30 plus episodes hopefully by the end of this week on the network. He randomly put me out and said, you know, I just want a podcast and I have nothing to talk about, which I think is awesome. I think that's awesome. That's how I was when I started in 2012. where just putting on the mic and just random stuff. I mean, we did random things called FBI After Dark, where it was just random talking with some drinks with some friends. It got a little heated. Obviously, we never recorded the audio. It was just live. So if you were lucky enough to get the live version of that, you had some good times. We did a couple FBI After Darks. Obviously, there was no FCC, and it was pretty much uncensored. But to hear Sean say, you know, I just love, I just want to turn on the mic and go. That inspires me, because obviously I've been doing this since 2012. And there's days where it's just like today's one of those days where I'm like, you know what? Do I really want to do a show? Yeah, you know, it's been a slow day. You know, what's going on, you know, but you know what got me going was, and it's funny getting, and to give you guys a background, you know, it's hard for some days. It's hard for me to come in the studio, but the minute I turn on the mic and I get things going, it just changes my mood. It's hard to get here, but when I'm here, this is what it is. This is what I've been doing since 2012. It was a passion of mine that nobody believed that I could be doing. And we've gone through 2 different networks. I actually have a real studio now that people come in, and we charge for podcasting. We help them produce their shows. We help them, come up with themes, logos, whatnot. But, and I reminded myself about, coming into the studio going, you know what? Nobody wants to listen to me. You just have one of those days, you know what I'm saying? It's all right. But you know what? It was Sean's comments, being a new podcaster, being like, you know what? I just want to turn on a mic. I don't even have anything important to say, but I just want to talk with friends or talk with anybody just to be out there. And especially during COVID now, with social distancing, we don't get to see our friends as much as we'd like. And obviously with StreamYard, thank God, StreamYard.com, check them out. We've been using them since March 13th. That you're able to do that. There's a free version too. So if you want to disconnect with family and friends, not even podcasts, but just connect with them, this is a great way to do it. A great way to do it. But again, Sean, his comments, I kind of replayed them in my head going, you know what? This is what it's about. This is the bug. This is the podcast, the pod bug. And no matter if I feel good or if I'm having a bad day, turning on the mic. And the other thing is, it's you fans. You fans have caused me to still be here since March 13th. We're almost going into a year of daily podcasts. We're at 111 episodes as of today. That's unheard of. Yes, there's other podcasters that do it, but we're talking the big names, which I'm not even there. I'm like a D-lister type of podcaster, but most people don't last past episode 10. So between Sean's comments and knowing that the fans expect a show Tuesday through Friday. Yes. So I've had problems with the internet. I've had problems with the power in the studio. I've had problems with the studio itself. Don't get me wrong. I love this space. It is my home. It gets frustrating to not be able to do a show. So this will be the first full week we've had without interruptions in probably 2 or 3 weeks. We've missed a day or 2 in here because of internet. Obviously, the excuse is COVID, whatever it is. I was inspired by Sean and just driving here going, you know what? I forgot what it's like to have the pod bug. Not that I don't enjoy what I'm doing. Not that I don't enjoy. I love you fans. I love the interactions that you give me. That makes it worth it. So like I said, I push the laptop on, start button, get my Zoom L8 going. Thank you, by the way, Zoom. We are a Zoom house here. They are great, amazing recorders at an affordable price. Check them out. And it just kind of went away. So, it's, I guess it's a plug for you. You want to do a podcast? Hit me up. This is what the studio does. This is what I do. I produce your show. I can help you come up with a theme and topic. It's relaxing. It's my Zen time. It's almost like my therapy at this point where, even though I'm having a bad day and I don't want to really get here, but I force myself. And the minute I get here, I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad I made the drive because of you guys and people like Sean, the newbie podcasters coming in and being like, it's just inspirational. What is that? The Daily Show is unreal, brother. You make me want to go up there right now. You know what? You're always welcome here anytime you'd like, Sean. And if you're listening to the other version of this, I am interacting with my listeners that are here through the Facebook live feed. Like I said, we do this Tuesday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Last night, if you guys missed last night's show live, Don't worry, the other version is out, and you got 2 hours. 2 hours of Today with DW with my good friend and fellow podcaster from Grindhouse Radio, Kim Egdragna. Holy crap. We could have gone probably another half hour. We could have gone 2.5 hours, but I knew Kim had some things to do. We couldn't even hit all the topics we had. Obviously, we have Strange Tales, Junk Drawer, Food Files, but we were just talking and shooting the shit. And that's what it's about too. Again, you don't have to talk about everything. You just shoot the shit. That's all it is. You have some friends and people are entertained by it. Like I said, there's days where I'm like, nobody wants to listen to me, but I know that's not true because of the fan base and the listens we get on our audio versions of the podcast. They're in the thousands. I mean, so obviously there are people out there. So again, this is why I do it for you guys. Is there days that I will take a mental health day? Yeah. Doing a daily show Tuesday to Friday. Usually every 6 weeks, I take a full week off, but because of things that have been going on, we're going to extend that. Because I know you guys want a daily show. You guys enjoy it. You come in every night, 6:30 and join me. Whether it's after dinner, during dinner, your drinks, or maybe it's your late night happy hour, 6:30 to 8, grab a few drinks, hang out with some friends. You can put it on your smart TV. If you're not going to just watch it, watch it on your phone, you are also part of the show. You guys are just as much as part of this show as I am. You guys are all my co-hosts. You interact, you interject into the topics and conversations. So this is awesome. Who knows what's going to happen with the show? I mean, we're not quitting by any means. We're adding some new things. We're working with an international voice actor, Mr. Dan Hurst, who's going to be we're going to be upgrading the show and the segments. So like I said, we all have our moments. And again, I want to thank everybody, especially like Sean and new podcasters out there. Keep trudging along. Just keep cranking along and do it. And again, thank you for everybody that has been following me since March 13th of 2020 and making this show somewhat of a success and keeping me occupied. So let's get into today's show, shall we? On Today with DW, we're going to hear more Hollywood happenings with Hammer's DMs, which we couldn't get into last night with Kim. Willy Wonka is in the news. Is that a python in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Burning food will get you caught in more in today's Strange Tales. Learn a new life-changing hack on how to eat McDonald's in your car. All that and more when we back. So grab a drink. Finish your food, whatever you got to do. Don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to Carrie Underwood.
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
And there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
Welcome back to Thursday edition of Today with DW. Hopefully you guys are having a great start, or I should say towards the end of the week. What do you guys do for the week? Are you guys back to work? That's one thing I wanted to ask. Are you guys back to work? What's going on? Are you still unemployed? What is really going on with that? I'd love to hear what you're doing. We tried not to talk too much about COVID here because we try to keep it light for you guys, to keep it entertaining. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, we don't want to see all the negative BS that's on our Facebook feeds all the time. But how is it affecting you? Are you getting through it? Are you doing all right? I hope you are. I hope you and your family who are going through it, whether you're on unemployment or back to work, I hope everything is good. It's tough. We're going almost to a year now of COVID. March 13th for me was actually if we go through it, March 13th will be the exact date of me going through it this will be a year. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on, but please let me know in the comments below as you go and how you guys are dealing with COVID, what's going on. And we're going to start right off as we always do on every episode. Today's The More You Know, make you guys a little bit smarter. And today's The More You Know is brought to you by shirtfactorygf.com. If you're up here in upstate New York, Glens Falls area, check them out. Some great, amazing, eclectic shops. Just so many options there, better than your chain stores, better than the Walmart. You want something for yourself, even after the holidays, you buy a gift for somebody just for the sake of buying a gift, or buy something for yourself. Make sure to check them out, though. They're awesome. They're open daily. Go over to shirtfactorygf.com to find out more about them. And they've been a great sponsor pretty much from day one from us. So today's the more you know, 24 days until Valentine's Day, 25 days until Mardi Gras, 25 days until Signal Awareness Day. So if you're single and you got the downs on Valentine's Day, don't worry. Take yourself out on Single Awareness Day. Meet up with some other singles. Who knows? Maybe you meet somebody in next Valentine's Day. You'll be there. 26 days until Mardi Gras, 55 days until St. Patrick's Day, 58 days until spring. Oh, I can't wait for spring. I really can't. 129 days until Memorial Day. Today's national holidays. You a squirrel fan? You like squirrels? I think some people really hate them. I think that is the animal either you love or hate. It is National Squirrel Appreciation Day. In 2001, wildlife rehabilitation specialist Christy Hargrove founded National Squirrel Appreciation Day in Asheville, North Carolina. Christy created this day to encourage kind attitudes to our bushy-tailed neighbors by sending out food and water for squirrels. Now, some people say don't feed them because they'll destroy your house. They're nasty. I kind of like squirrels. I know my good friend Dan Miner. He's a big fan of squirrels. Not, but anyway. And even allowing them to play with the bird feeder who you normally don't want them touching. We might generally look at squirrels as being an unnecessary nuisance, but their existence is actually beneficial to the environment and in urban areas, assets, and park beautification. By accident, squirrels plant seeds. Unknowing to them, they plant seeds, initially meaning to store away nuts to come back and to have them when they're hungry, which they eventually grow into trees, thus assisting with forest renewal. And they are nature's gardeners. So whether you like them or not, they are kind of beneficial, just like spiders. Everybody's scared of spiders, but they are very impactful to our environment as well. They kill a lot of insects, and they take down the insect population that could be overrun. Up until the mid-19th century, squirrels weren't present in American cities. In order to have squirrels in the middle of urban areas, you needed to transform the landscape by planting trees and building parks. You also needed to change the way people behave by discouraging them from shooting squirrels and encouraging them to start feeding the animals instead. The first documented introduction occurred in Philadelphia's Franklin Square in 1847. Boston and New Haven followed suit and brought in squirrels a few years later in 1850. The squirrel experiment had ended by the late 1860s, when many squirrels had either passed or were killed in amid concerns that they would disturb birds and lead to insect problems, which they do just the opposite. But releases began again in the 1870s, this time on a larger scale as expansion parks were built in New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and other major cities, providing a welcome habitat for squirrels to live and thrive. Later, Sean, thank you for joining in. Today is also National, what else we got? Oh, today is National Hugging Day. Now, it might be a little hard because of COVID. We got to do our social distancing. Obviously, a virtual hug is great, but it ain't the same as a real hug. Are you a hugger? Let me know. Are you a handshaker or are you a hugger? I guess for me, I'm a hugger depending on who it is. I really got to know you. If I don't know you, it's a good handshake. The purpose of the day is to help everyone show more emotion in public. Public affection? Well, I guess hugging's okay. It's the other stuff that might get a little weird and awkward. The only way to celebrate the day is by offering a hug to everyone, to anyone and everyone you want. While National Hug Day and Free Hugs campaigns share many similarities, there's not an association between the two. Whether you hug a family member or a stranger, I don't know if I'd hug a stranger. The mental and physical health benefits are the same. From the day we are born, hugs or touch improve our sleep. Hugging, like cuddling, releases oxytocin. On its own, this hormone provides tremendous health benefits. Not only does it give us feel good hormones, but it reduces pain. Receiving a hug helps reduce stress, lowers blood pressure, and lowers the risk of heart disease. It eases anxiety as well. So if it's somebody you know, you're sitting next to somebody right now watching the show, give them a hug. If you're sitting next to a stranger, I don't know what you're watching the show with a stranger, but hey, if you are, maybe you'll be friends by the end. And then give them a hug. It's also National Granola Bar Day. Thumbs up to thumbs down. I'm not really a big fan of granola. I know the health benefits are pretty good, but I've never really been a big fan of granola. We'll have to tell me what you think in the comments. And lastly, today is International Sweatpants Day. In 1882, Emile Camas founded the activewear company La Croix Sportive in Enghien, France. I know I ruined that name. This company was credited with inventing sweatpants in the 1920s. The flexible and comfortable pants were designed primarily for athletes. Through the years, sweatpants have been called many things. Some of these include track pants, sweats, and jogging pants. Along with providing comfort, sweatpants were designed to keep athletes warm when they performed outdoors on chilly days. Despite the fact that sweatpants were made for exercise, people wear them for the exact opposite reason, to relax. I call them my lazy pants. Do you wear them out? No, this is the thing. Now, we'll get into more because now there's like, what do I want to say? Fancy sweatpants. They have pockets. They're tapered, and you can wear them out, as I'm giving air quotes. Through the years, there have been many increases in sweatpants options. There are many colors and materials from which to choose from. Some of the most popular sweatpant materials include cotton, nylon, polyester, polypropylene, and spandex. I don't know if sweatpants would be really, I guess they're stretchy. There are also various styles and types of sweatpants. Some of the most popular types of sweatpants include baggy, drawstring, basic length, cropped, elastic, cuff, pocketed, relaxed, slim, and striped. How many sweatpants do you own? I have like 3. Yes, I have 3. They're my comfy pants. I never wear sweatpants out. I think that's a Walmart requirement, but I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying I'm not one to wear sweatpants out unless I'm obviously running or doing something athletic. But I would never go to the local Cumbies or the Wawa or Walmart in my sweatpants. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable. I will tell you, though, after a day, if I'm working whatever, pull the jeans off and get comfy, put on some sweatpants. And as I said, Netflix and chill, even though I said, you know what, we shouldn't be always doing that. But there's something to be said about sweatpants. So today in history is 1677. The first medical publication in America was published in Boston in 1954. The first gas turbine automobile exhibited in New York City. 1954, USS Nautilus, the first nuclear-powered submarine, launched on the Thames River in Connecticut. 1976, Supersonic Concorde has hit its first commercial flights. 1978, Bee Gees' album Saturday Night Fever goes #1 for 24 weeks. And I am proud to say I used to love that album. I had that album on vinyl, and I used to listen to it all the time. Call me out. I don't care. I was 8. I enjoyed it. 1975, Neptune becomes the outmost planet. Pluto moves closer, but then Pluto wasn't a planet. Then it was a planet. Let me know. I don't know what what is it now? Is it a planet now, or is it just a rock? And who made it so that it wasn't a planet? I don't know. And lastly, 1986, 100 participate in nude Olympic race at 38 degrees in Indiana. Talk about shrinkage. And really, there's things swinging. I'm thinking the same thing you are. Women are okay. Obviously, they got the bounce going on of whatever, if they're well endowed, but you still got shrinkage and you still got something swinging between your legs. And yeah, I don't think I could do that. And I ran 2 marathons and ran track for years. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. So there you go. That is today's The More You Know. If you're just joining us, it is the Thursday edition of Today with DW. Hopefully you are all doing well this evening. Let me know if you are here. I do monitor on my Facebook page or on my personal page so I can see the people that are there. But if you're on the Today with DW page or on our YouTube page, put in the comments, shout out, say hi, let us know you're here. You want to interact in the show, more the merrier. I love having everybody interact with the show and talking. And if there's a topic that I haven't reached, or you think there's a cool topic, whether it be a strange tale or a junk drawer or a food file or even in The More You Know, shoot it out. I can go off script. I love going off script. This is the best. If we want to talk about something you think that is important, you want to get off your chest, let us know in the comments below. So we're going to move right on into our new segment, which I seem to think, excuse me, I'm doing this more and more than I thought I would, since I've been doing it almost every day since we started. Strange Tales. Actually, I should say Strange Tales. And here we go. Well, let's We'll get the music going. Let's do that again. Strange Tales on Today with DW. There you go. And we'll get in there. There we go. Now I get it. All right. Man spends over $400 at the vet, finds out his dog was imitating his injury out of sympathy. Now, we all talk about how we have sympathy pains, especially when your wife or girlfriend is pregnant, you put on the sympathy weight, or you have sympathy pains. Well, it looks like this particular animal, man's best friend, was doing the same thing. British man reportedly spent over $400 at the veterinarian to examine his dog's leg, only to find out the canine was imitating him after he broke his ankle. According to UPI.com, London resident Russell Jones said he noticed his dog keeping one of his paws raised while walking after he broke his ankle. Jones posted a video, which has gone viral as well on Facebook, and you can see it on YouTube as well, in which his dog was seen hopping next to him as he had a plastered leg and walks on supportive crutches. According to the post, Jones ended up spending, like I said, over $400 in vet bills and x-rays to figure out why his pet was limping. However, as the doctor could not find anything wrong with the dog, they concluded that the pet was imitating him and limping out of sympathy. How cool is that? That's a strange tale, right? Is there a python in your pants, or are you happy to see me? Strange. This is crazy. Anyway, a Cabot man steals python from pet store. Safari Pets in Cabot called police reporting a ball python. I know there's a joke there. In your pants, balls. I know there's a joke somewhere. A ball python was stolen from its enclosure. We don't hear stories like this, said Sergeant Chris Riley of Cabot Police Department. The manager stated they just received a shipment of reptiles in. As the employees were putting the reptiles into the enclosure, they were called to another task, and at that point, a male subject took the reptile from the enclosure. Sergeant Chris Riley with the Cabot Police stated that surveillance video caught the whole thing. So the store posted still shots of the video to social media, hoping someone would recognize the man and woman. It's unusual. We don't have many pets stolen from our pet store. The photos were shared more than 300 times. According to the police department, the man from the picture called the pet store and asked why the store was plastering his face all over the internet. The employees told him, "You know why?" And he told them that there was surveillance of a video of a snake being stolen and stuck in his pants. The man then asked to see the footage. Now, this guy's got some balls. If not anything, he's got nothing big in his pants, minus the python. But this guy's got some balls. Social media plays a big part now in criminal investigations because it's an easier way for us to get the word out, said the sergeant. Safari Pet says the snake was returned to the store. The owner of Safari Pet said he is not pressing charges, but he hopes to teach that this teaches shoplifters a lesson, and he'll turn his life around. I just want to know, was he wearing sweatpants? How did he get that python in his pants? I'm sure maybe they were stretchy jeans. And wouldn't that be kind of noticeable, even if he didn't have surveillance cameras? Wouldn't you kind of know? And maybe it was something kinky that his girlfriend or the woman he was with, because maybe he had more maybe like a garden snake in his pants. Yes, I know. I'll leave that alone. All right. Next up, again, now we've heard throughout the years, teachers having sex with students and students having sex with teachers. This takes the cake. Teacher denies sex with schoolboy, claiming she's too short for sex. I should say, the sex position. All right. Yes, I'm a little silent right now. Yes. Let me repeat that. Teacher denies sex with schoolboy, claiming she's too short for that sex position. Short. Okay. We'll just, again, there's many things I could say, but we'll just leave it at that. I'll let you guys leave it in the comments below. Married teacher claims she could not have sex with a pupil as she is too short for the position in question. Candace Barber, 35, is accused of performing sex act on a 15-year-old boy who has not been named and having sex with him while standing up. Mercer law courts heard that she had already been convicted at a trial in September last year of sending a video to the boy showing her pleasuring herself while on a bed surrounded by sex toys and sexually communicating with the young boy. The boy, who is now 18, appeared by video link, claims that he also met Barber Barbara for sexual activity on 3 occasions. Nadia Kabat, defending Barber, asked him about the alleged incident of sex while standing. Wow. Okay, here we, yeah. Again, thoughts are coming to mind, but I'll keep them to myself. You accept she is quite tiny, only about 5 feet, isn't she? So you were taller than she was at the time, weren't you? As he asked the boy. You didn't even think that she could reach your shoulders at the time, would she? In re-examination by the prosecutor, Richard Mile, the boy said he had crouched and bent on his knees to get around the difference in height. Listen, I've yet to hear any, that's got to be the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. I'll keep my comments to myself on it doesn't matter your height. I mean, if you want to do it, get a milk crate, get a box, or as this boy did, crouch on his knee. What a weak defense. But anyway, the boy could not name the specific dates when sexual activity had taken place, but he said it was October 11, 2018. And immediately after the school half term, with 2 of them meeting, he said, happening before his 16th birthday and 1 taking place afterwards. On 1 occasion, he said Barbara drove them to the side of a busy main road and parked so the boy could perform a sex act on her. Before that, they got out of the car and she gave him oral sex in a wooded area. I bet you weren't too short for that, were you? Parked so the boy could perform a sex act on her. Before they got out of the car and gave him oral sex, before I'm repeating the same line, in a wooded area while he lay on the ground. See? I guess size doesn't matter. I'm talking about height, not anything else. The court heard that before he told his headmaster the claims the schoolboy allegedly threatened to ruin the teacher's life if he could not resume contact with her, promising that she would lose her family. Ms. Kabak cross-examined the boy, said, you, I suggest, had become obsessed with Miss Barbara, hadn't you? You, I suggest, wanted more contact with her again. The threat, I suggest, is if you do not speak to me, watch what happens. You will lose your job and your family. So now the kid is 18, but he was 16. Now he's extorting this teacher, which, by the way, I mean, obviously I'm not condoning this act, but yeah, I guess, is he in love? Lust? I mean, obviously she made the wrong choice. Phone calls on March 12th or March 10th, 2018. I suggest as you were having an argument on the phone, she was telling you to leave her alone and you were talking over one another and you were threatening to tell the police about your communication. She put the phone down on you. I guess hung up. I guess that's her term. I suggested the communication was threatening. That if she did not resume contact with you, you would ruin her life, claimed the defense counsel. Ms. Kabat added that her client said none of the sexual activity took place and it was all lies. Well, the complainant denied over the video link. Barbara of Wendover and Buckinghamshire denies 3 counts of causing or inciting a child age under 16 to engage in a sexual act. I think the both of them have some serious issues and they may need to go see Dr. Phil. Here we go. Here's a good one. Polk County Sheriff's Office says one of his deputies has been arrested and accused of making written threats related to the violence at the Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Now, this seems to be going on quite a bit. Obviously, social media has played such a strong part. People, all I got to say is, how's that selfie working for you now when you stole somebody's laptop out of the Capitol building? Anyway, Deputy Peter Ensign had been with the department for about 6.5 years and will be terminated, said by Sheriff Grady Judd. A judge said another deputy reported the action, making threats in connection with violence against the U.S. Capitol to a lieutenant. Our deputy that reported this is a hero, Judge said, adding that reporting deputy was also investigated by cooperative fully and is not in trouble. The suspect is accused of a mass shooting or an act of terrorism threat, Judge said. Judge said Helene had been making comments such as need to make the streets of D.C. run red with blood of the tyrants and should have dragged the tyrants into the streets and executed them. The comments were filled with expletives and more details. You can't police the society if you don't first police yourself, he said. No, we have the messages here, and he did say they were pretty descriptive, and we'll keep them off. But again, like I said, need to make the streets of DC run red with blood and blood of these tyrants. Should have drugged those tyrants out. Sick of this corruption. Sick of this. There's a lot of BS, a lot of F-bombs and whatnot. But this is not the only person. This is not the only police officer that has been arrested for being at the Capitol building for this and putting out public tweets. or public messages. Thank God it's 2021. We'll see what happens, I guess. And hopefully it works out. But you know what? I just a few police officers make it worse for the rest. Here we go. Be careful what you cook and don't burn your food because it could get you caught by the police. Suspect hides in Panama apartment, changes clothes and burns tortillas. That is the headline. Police went to the 1700 block of Trojan Road. Again, strange tales today. I had so many things coming off my tongue. Again, no pun intended. Trojan Way around 8:40 a.m. on a report that a man in a car was acting erratically, according to Police Gomez. He said officers discovered the vehicle had been stolen in the city, but he didn't know when. The man obviously ran from officers. The police officers described it in a lengthy chase with the suspect jumping fences, running through a park, jumping over pools like he was like park tour. Like the guy was like just going all over the place. He said people had to help police by telling officers when the suspect went. Man reached an apartment complex on the 400 block of East Olive Street. He jumped the fence, tried to get inside one of the apartment, but was locked. He then ended up in another apartment with an unlocked door, the sergeant said. The residents weren't home at the time, the sergeant said. One resident later told police the suspect wasn't a relative, he added, and that obviously called on him, obviously with social media through text messages. The residents were able to see the suspect's activities via surveillance cameras inside the apartment. So let's talk about that for a second, that the residents had cameras inside the apartment, not like outside your door and not like the doorbell cameras, but were they into kinky stuff? Why did they have surveillance cameras in their apartment? And you can't say it's because Airbnb, they're renting it, because through Airbnb and many other booking sites, that's illegal. You can't do that. So that strikes me as odd as well. So officers ordered the suspect in English and Spanish to leave the apartment. The man, meanwhile, destroyed items belonging to the residents, replaced his clothing with the residents' clothes, used their hygiene products because he shaved and showered. He also then started cooking tortillas, which ended up getting burnt and set off the smoke alarm. Officers saw smoke coming from the apartment, called the fire department. The suspect was later surrendered. Gomez offered an explanation saying that he's trying to live. He pretty much said, I figured I wouldn't get caught because I changed my clothes, I shaved, I showered, and I cooked tortillas. So I was a resident there. But again, how did he know there was actual cameras in the house? That's kind of creepy. Anyway, that's today's strange tales brought to you by Chase Sports Complex. Check them out over at chasesportscomplex.com. They're offering some great indoor activities, especially during the wintertime. Batting cages, many other offerings. Check them out. They're open from 2 to 9, Monday through Friday. You can also rent birthday parties there, functions. Obviously, I understand COVID restrictions, under 10 or 25 people. I understand that, but they're willing to work with you. Many great offerings, and there's other great establishments in there. Outcast Gym is there. They just moved in. Adam Walker over there is doing a great job with the athletes over there. And again, check them out at chasesportscomplex.com. When I'm still stuck on this guy really taking the initiative, taking the initiative to change his clothes and actually shaving and showering. The other thing I guess would be funny if he didn't. How long did it take for the cops to know that he was in the residence? I mean, he took the time to change his clothes, shower and shave, use their hygiene products, and start cooking tortillas. What's the response time here? Obviously, they were chasing him. He couldn't have been running that fast. I don't know, but very interesting. Stupid criminals all the time. But when we come back, we're going to hit some Hollywood happenings. Yes, we're still talking about Armie Hammer. Wow, man. A cannibal? His career might be going down the shitter, but from what we hear, he loves the attention. Also, there's going to also a major mashup between Metallica and Huey Lewis in the News, and so much more when we be back. So don't go anywhere.
The difference between imagining the future and being the future is what you do to get there. Only you can make it better.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of Today with DW. How are you guys doing? I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Let's get right into Hollywood happenings. We've reported this a little bit the last couple of days. Obviously, there's not a lot going on in Hollywood, but there's always some gossip. And Armie Hammer has been in the news now. We've reported a few times on this, and he he's keeping it going. And we'll know why as we talk. One of the, if you haven't heard in the last couple of times, we reported on him. Somebody slid in his DMs, or he slid into their DMs, and they slid their DMs all over the internet. I won't get into the details. You can listen to one of the past shows, or you can go over and just see it anywhere through Twitter, YouTube, or social media of those tweets, I have to say alleged tweets. They're coming out and pretty much showing that Armie Hammer is a real effed up individual into cannibalism, eating parts, and really kinky, considering his wife didn't know about these things. Well, I should say ex-wife at this point. He's always wanted this. A perverse Armie Hammer is secretly enjoying all the attention after alleged DMs take over the internet. Hollywood star Armie Hammer's alleged DMs, which detail shocking sexual desires, have repulsed the world. However, Hammer isn't so upset, but rather loving his 5 minutes of fame. Now, we've talked about this in the past, and I've always been an opponent of you know what? Bad PR is better than no PR at times, depending on what it is. But this could be really damaging, but he doesn't seem to care. Armie has been trying to be an A-lister star for decades. He has never had that breakout role that turned him into the next bad Brad Pitt, George Clooney, or even Ben Affleck. Despite making dozens of movies, he is always that handsome guy that people sort of recognize but didn't know his name. Be like, you know, that guy, I can place him somewhere. What's his name? Yeah, you know, that guy. That's Armie Hammer. All that has changed now, and he is secretly enjoying all the attention. An ex, I should say a source, but not an ex-girlfriend, but an ex of somebody that he had relations with. 34-year-old actor is now being talked about all the time, which he has apparently given him an ego boost. You are sick. The level of tension of a narcissist is addictive. Feeling like the whole world is talking about you is a drug. This is why some stars believe no publicity is bad publicity. Armie has a god complex, and this fits perfectly into that. He feels like he is him against the entire world. He has become his own hobby, talking about this all day. Adds a pal, a male friend of his. So obviously he doesn't have good friends because they're reaching out and saying this. He thinks he's Kim Kardashian in the middle of sex tape scandal, or Tiger Woods caught with a mistress. It's perverse, and he's always wanted this. Well, obviously, maybe you should focus on your acting career more than your cannibalism and eating pieces of skin and wanting to rip out somebody's heart while having sex with them. Last week, Hammer's alleged text messages, which discussed cannibalism thoughts and sexual fantasies, were leaked on the internet, as I stated before. I need to eat your entire body. I need to touch every part of you inside and out. I want to bite pieces of you, is one of the messages read. I won't get into the details. You can listen to our episode 2 days ago, or you can find it on the internet. Several women who were previously linked to him or came forward and weighed in on the supposed messages. Paige Lorenzes, they're giving names, she gave her name, wrote, anyone got a good therapist? While Jessica Hernandez commented, if you're still questioning whether or not those are Armie Hammer DMs are real, and they are, in quotes, maybe you should start questioning why we live in a culture willing to give abusers the benefit of the doubt instead of victims. She says through sexual violence, she wrote, adding screen grabs of the alleged messages. So she obviously has some in-depth dealings with Mr. Hammer. She also added, because some of you made it in adulthood without knowing what this is, abuse is cruel, violent treatment of a person or animal. Making matters worse, more supposed evidence of Hammer's drug use and infidelity had been brought to light as he tried to have a secret Instagram account with username ElDestructo86. He allegedly shared a short clip of himself taking a hit from a vape pen, writing, when you realize they don't test for DMT, when you realize they don't test for DMT on drug tests. Divorce is so fun, not as fun as drugs, another private post reported read, seemingly referring to Hammer's split with Elizabeth Chambers. After Hammer, who recently dropped out of accompanying film A Shotgun Wedding with J-Lo, made headlines, he finally made a comment which we stated, he's like, I'm just sick and tired of the bullshit claims. No, you're not. You are living. This is so narcissistic. He's living up this. This is his 5 minutes fame. But who would want to book him for a movie at this point? I don't think anybody wants to book him for a movie at this point. Are you kidding me? As for what Armie Hammer's ex said, Armie X thinks about the whole fiasco. Chambers 38 has reportedly not processed any of this yet and is really still shocked over all the claims, as she's not seen this side of him and she's really concerned about her children. Oh, wow. All right. So let's stop this a little bit here. We're going to stop the Hollywood happenings. This is more of a music news, but I wanted to put it in the Hollywood happenings because we don't have really a music news segment. Who had guessed that Metallica and Huey Lewis in the News could fit so well together? It might seem an unlikely pairing, but the recent hip to be the Sandman mashup on YouTube proves that music from the two acts can play quite well together. That appears especially true when combining Metallica's 1991 smash Enter Sandman with 1986 Lewis hit Hip to Be Square. Now, music tinker Bill I'm going to screw this name up. Bill McConaughey is the mastermind who took the dark metal strains of Sandman, mixed them with the bouncy pop rock of Square. He shared the amalgamation on Monday in the surprising effort from a fictional group he dubs James Hetfield in the news. Could undoubtedly be one of toes. Jesus, I'm having a hard time with this. Could undoubtedly get one toes tapping. The smooth combo of songs almost sound too good to be true. So I could get banned on YouTube for this one, but we're going to play this. And let me know what you guys think of this, because I actually think this is pretty cool. Now, Bill is not a newbie to this. He is an expert, actually, in taking two desperate tunes and uniting them to immediately entertaining results. He's done it before with Slipknot meets Spice Girls. Oh, boy. Marilyn Manson plus Mariah Carey, Motorhead and James Brown, Pantera with Bill Withers, and even Danzig and Disco. On Hip to Be the Sandman, he used Metallica singer Hetfield's isolated Sandman vocal and overlaid it onto the backing track of Huey Lewis's tune. For the especially discerning ear, there is also bits of Megadeth's Peace Sells and Judas Priest Living After Midnight in there. You can check this out on YouTube, and what he even did with the YouTube section, or the YouTube video, it's actually like they're playing together. So not only was this mashup awesome audio-wise, the video edits were really great. So I'll give you a little bit more taste before we go on to the next. All right, well, check that out on your own. I hope you guys, and let me know if you guys, what do you think? I think it was a great mashup. More Hollywood happenings. Warner Brothers dates Willy Wonka prequel for 2023 with David Hyman producing and Paul King directing. A Wonka prequel? Have we ever thought that we would want something like that? I'm actually kind of intrigued by that. Warner Brothers will be releasing Wonka on March 17th, 2023, a prequel to Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which focused on the candy architect Willy Wonka's younger days before having his confection empire. How cool is that? Because we already know Willy Wonka was a one effed up individual, crazy as hell. I would have loved to walk through that factory, definitely, but this is an interesting take. The movie has been in development for roughly 4 years. David Heyman has always been attached as producer, and Paddington director Paul King is helming. Simon Farnaby co-wrote the script. It's early days for this project, and it won't be shooting while UK is in lockdown. The hope is for a September shoot. No casting has been available yet. Paramount released the original 1971 first Willy Wonka and a Chocolate Factory movie starred Gene Wilder in the title role based on Dole's classic. Warner Brothers had the 2005 Tim Burton remake Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I really wasn't a big fan of. I sometimes remaking the classics need to stay classics and not be made. This was starring obviously Johnny Depp in an uncanny Michael Jackson-like inspired turn. I don't know if I really want to be accredited that with a miss of a 745 million draw. There are no other wide releases date for March 17th, 2023. Disney is holding March 10th of that year for an untitled live action movie. Universal and 20th Century Studios both have reserved March 24th for untitled movie events as well. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? I dig Wonka, a prequel to give us the background of what's going on with Mr. Willy Wonka himself. Today's birthday is one of the founding members of the Spice Girls. She's also successful as a solo artist with her album A Girl Like Me. In 2017, she joined the judge panel on ABC's boy band. Emma Button turns 45. Actress and Mensa member who played roles in Thelma and Louise, Beetlejuice, and Stuart Little, Gina Davis turns 65. I haven't really seen so much of her lately. Obviously, another great movie she was in. She played Dottie Hinson in A League of Their Own. English R&B, and lastly, English R&B singer who gained international fame with songs like Caribbean Queen and Loverboy, Billy Ocean turns 71. And that is your Hollywood happenings for today. It is the Thursday edition of Today with DW. Again, I'm going to ask you guys how you doing as I see people popping in and out. Always leave comments in the comments section of the show while you're watching. Love to hear what you guys think and what you're doing. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that guy taking a shower and shaving from Strange Files. And if you're just joining us, you can rewatch it later or tonight, or you can listen to the audio version tomorrow when it comes out in the Earplug Podcast Network. We're going to get right into our last segment. So we don't have a guest tonight, but we had an amazing guest last night, Kim Agdregna from the Grindhouse Radio, who are also family members here on the Earplug Podcast Network. Their shows come out every Sunday. Had a great time, 2 hours. Usually the show's an hour and a half, but we went 2 hours last night. We probably could have gone 2.5 hours. It was awesome. Kim's always been a great guest. Everybody from the guys from Grindhouse Radio, Brim, Zambo, Mr. Greer. Obviously, if you're familiar, you know Mr. Greer is my co-host on the Sports Edition every Tuesday night. All those guys are great. Check them out at grindhouseradio.com. And obviously, you can always get them here on Sundays or on the replays, or I should say audio on demand over on earplugpodcast.com. Let's get into... I got a big drum. I got a hefty junk drawer today. Junk drawer, I should say. Not a lot, but there's some hefty things here, I think. We always look. Let's see what I can pull out first here. All right. Now, everybody's, the things that have been gone viral on YouTube and on social media are these life hacks. Okay. So we all, we're always looking for a life hack. There's something simple going like, why didn't I think of that sooner? Oh my God, that's so simple. Well, a young model has wowed the internet after sharing a game-changing hack for eating a McDonald's meal inside his car. Model and dancer Christian Leberry shared a TikTok video. Of course, it's on TikTok. Video of himself balancing his burger and fries on his drink using the straw to hold the meal in place. The ingenious hack includes balancing the burger box on top of the drink, which gives you 2 trays, which... I knew that. Okay. And one for the burger and one for your fries. The Sydney-based model shared the tip online to his 80,000 followers. You get your burger, open the box, you get your chips, their fries, obviously, and tip them into the box, he said in the video. Then they get the straw from the drink and push it through the middle of the box. And there you go. The video has been seen more than 300,000 times, with dozens saying the hack is so simple, they wish they had seen this sooner. So let's see if we can... Let me see if I can get that up there for you so you guys can see this. And let's see if we can get that up there. Again, it's so simple. It's crazy. It's weird. It's so simple. Let's see if we can get that to play. And so, like I said, it's so simple. So simple. So let's see if we can do that. Hold on here. So there you go. That's simple. I mean, I'm not a McDonald's person. I haven't been a fast food person for a long time, but I shouldn't say a long time. Well, about a year or two. But again, a simple hack. No, turn that off there. What's going on there? But a simple hack. Hey, you never know. It's better than getting fries all over your car, or as he says, chips. What else we got in the junk drawer? More food. That looks like. Yeah, wrong one. It's a Thursday. All right. This used to be a big food for me. Obviously, if you're a bachelor, you're single, you want something fast and quick to eat. Hot Pockets recalled because they may contain pieces of plastic and glass. You kidding me? Hot Pockets used to be my thing. Hot Pockets and Chef Boyardee way back in the day. There was nothing else in my cabinets or freezers were Hot Pockets. But Nestle Prepared Foods is recalling more than 700,000 pounds of Hot Pockets because they may be contaminated with pieces of glass or hard plastic, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Service. The company said they received 4 complaints of consumers finding glass and plastic pieces in their frozen, not ready to eat pepperoni Hot Pockets. One of those complaints involved a minor oral injury, according to the USDA. The recalled Hot Pockets were sold in 54-ounce packages and have one of the following lot codes, 03185444624. And the code goes on, and you can find this online. I believe you can also find it on the USDA site. And they also have best before February 22. So it makes you wonder what we eat, because let me tell you, these Hot Pockets were sold on November 13th, 2016. I'm being quiet on purpose here. Let that sink in. So they were sold nationwide on November 13th of 2016. But they were sold by best before February 2022. So I think maybe we may have more problems than plastic and glass in our Hot Pockets. Anyone who purchased a box of the recalled Hot Pockets urged to not eat them. No shit. And instead throw them away or return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. Okay, then. Thank God I've given up Hot Pockets. I don't know if I gave up Hot Pockets before 2016, though. I'll have to... I would know, I guess, because I didn't have any plastic or glass in mine. Let's see. The last part in the junk drawer. Oh, you guys, you moms and dads are going to love this one. I can't show you the pictures. Well, I can, but you can get them on YouTube. Anyway, here we go. Denmark launches TV show about a man with a giant penis. Again, let me repeat that. Denmark launches a children's TV show about a man with a giant penis. Jill Dilderman has an extraordinary penis, so extraordinary, in fact, that he can perform rescue operations, etch murals, hoist a flag, and even steal ice cream from children. Now, why would you want to steal anything from children? Because this is supposed to be a children's show, especially with a penis. The Danish equivalent of the BBC, DR, has a new animated series aimed at 4 to 8-year-olds. Again, I'm being silent for dramatic pause. I guess I'm doing the William Shatner dramatic pause. Again, aimed to 4 and 8-year-olds about John Dilderman, the man with the world's longest penis who overcomes hardships and challenges with his record-breaking genitals. I'm sorry. I really, wow. Unsurprisingly, the series provoked a debate with what good children's television should or should not be or contain. Since premiering on Saturday, opponents have condemned the idea of a man who cannot control his penis. Now, wait a minute. Let's get back now. I've watched this. I've watched some clips. I've seen some images. The man doesn't have a problem not controlling his penis. He has a problem. It's not a problem. He actually can control his penis quite well. He can carry a flag. He's stolen ice cream for kids. He went kite flying. He even had it attached to balloons to get to his neighbor's house. So obviously the lack of control is not the issue. This is really the message we want to send to children while they're in the middle of a huge Me Too wave, wrote the Danish author Anne Leslie, and I'm not going to say the rest of the name, so it's just Anne Leslie. Christian Gross, an associate professor in gender research at Roskilde University, said he believed the program's celebration of the power of the male genital can only set equality back. It's perpetuating this standard idea of a patriarchal society and normalizing locker room culture. They said that's been used to expose a lot of bad behavior from men. It's meant to be funny. It's seen as harmless, but it's not. And we're teaching this to our kids. Earl Heinstein, a clinical psychologist who works with families and children, said she believed the show's opponents may be overthinking things. John Dillerman talks to children, shares their way of thinking, and kids do find genitalia funny, she said. Okay, then. The show depicts a man, and I'll give you some details. Again, you can find this on YouTube or just put in Danish penis cartoon. The show depicts a man who is impulsive and not always in control, who makes mistakes. Well, I don't know. He was pretty much in control of what he was doing. Like kids do, Dillerman always makes it right. He takes responsibilities for his actions. When a woman in the show tells him that he should keep his penis in his pants, for instance, he listens, which is nice. He's accountable. Not after the fact that he just took his penis halfway through the yard and walked his dog, or found the dog that was running away and got him, or flew a kite with his penis. Holstead conceded the timing was poor and that the show about bodies might have considered depicting differences and diversity. Abound in oversights. Diller. Welcome, SF. But this is categorically not a show about sex, she said. To pretend it's a project, it projects adult ideas on it. It projects adult ideas on it. DR, the show from like BBC, the Danish public service broadcaster, has a reputation of pushing boundaries, especially for children. Another stellar of children's scheduling is Uncle Ray J, a popular figure who curses, smokes a pipe, and ensues baths. Think Mr. Tumble meets Father Jack, a character in Geppetto News made conservative bristle in 2012 when he revealed a love of cross-dressing. An ultra-smittered project caused outrage in 2020 for presenting children aged 11-13 with a panel of nude adults. But argues Holst, such criticism is unjustified. So there are people kind of defending this. But again, what is the purpose of having a large penis and flying a kite doing with the diversity and kids making bad decisions? That I'm still not sure about. What kind of culture are we creating for our children? If it's okay for them to see perfect bodies on Instagram, enhanced digitally or cosmetically, but not real bodies, she said. DR responded to the latest criticism by saying it could just as easily have made a program about a woman with no control over her vagina. Okay. I'm reading this again. DR responded to the latest criticism by saying it could just have had made a program about a woman with no control of her vagina, and that the most important thing was that the children enjoyed John Dillerman, who is the character of this cartoon, aged for 4 to 8 year olds. I think the DR channel, the network needs a better publicist, because I really don't understand what having a woman who can't control her vagina has anything to do with a man who can't control his penis. But he does control his penis. I sound like I'm in favor of this, but I'm not. But again, it's Danish TV and it's still airing, guys. So obviously there's people out there. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this one. I'm sure moms and dads won't be rushing to the YouTube channel to watch their kids watch a guy stroll out his penis and water his garden from 100 feet away. Obviously, there are no sex acts or depictions of intercourse with this cartoon, because obviously the man's too busy using his penis to do gardening and doing daily chores. Wow. So that is today's Drunk Drawer. What's going on, Kim? How are you? Thank you again for coming on last night, Kim. What a great episode. We put in 2 hours of shows, or 2 hours of that show. Again, thank you so much for coming on. If you guys didn't watch, you can always watch the replay over at Today with DW show podcast page, or you can watch it on our YouTube channel, or you can always get it at earplugpodcast.com or any of your favorite podcast app, as we put out the audio version a day later. I know one particular fan is going to be happy that she got an extra half hour, so I'm sure she'll enjoy that. So yeah, we try to make the show go as long as we can, but sometimes, an hour and a half is good. But 2 hours last night, like I said, we could have gone 2.5 hours for that show with Kim. Again, great to have her on, and always check them out again over grindhouseradio.com, also on Earplug Podcast Network, as they are our hashtag Podern family. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday edition of Today with DW. I hope you had fun. I hope you were entertained. I hope there was an hour of escape from everything else you've been seeing and crap you've been seeing on your Facebook feed and in the news. And again, thank you so much. Again, the DMs and the messages I get, you guys are awesome. The outreach has been amazing. Again, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. And hopefully we'll go a whole week without any mishaps with our internet or anything else that's going on. We got one more day. Actually, we got 2 more days. So you guys get another extra day of Today with DW, as I'm doing a special edition of the Saturday morning edition with guests Sonia Boya and Sherry Wallerstein from Cosmic Affirmations and Adirondack Zen. They do a monthly podcast here for their subscribers. It's not public. It's for subscribers to learn how to read tarot cards. It's this tarot cards study muse group. But I had them come on to our show to kind of help promote their businesses. They've enjoyed the show. They watch our daily show as well. And for the first time, I'm sure it's not the first time ever, because they do it once a month here, but I'm going to have my cards read. I'm going to have my cards read live on the air Saturday morning. Actually, I should say Saturday at noon. So it's going to be some Saturday at noon from 12 to 1. First time in podcast history that I know that I'm sure it's not, but it's podcast history for me in the Today with DW. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm kind of nervous. Now, I know it doesn't get into specifics or whatnot, but it'll be interesting if she's spot on or not. And I'll be honest, I will say if she's not, I mean, this is not, I've been a skeptic about those things, fortune telling or reading your palms or getting a reading or psychics. But going through her classes and producing her shows the last 2 months, I'm kind of intrigued a little bit because she's been spot on with some of the people that she talks to. So I said, hey, let's do it public. Let's make it live, and we'll do that. So join us on Saturday at noon for a special Today with DW morning edition. I should say afternoon edition on Saturday. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you all tomorrow.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation, found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.